Welcome back, guys. Um, why your nose always got to itch right when you're fixing to start a video? And I don't like reshooting things, so sorry. Had a awesome weekend this past weekend, and I just wanted to tell y'all about it. So, I'm not sure how this is going to go. So, just to be on the safe side, you probably ought to go top it off. I'm just saying. Probably ought to go top it off. Might be here a minute or two, might not. I don't know how long I'm going to ramble on this one, so you've been forewarned. Especially for those couple of you that have made comments about some videos of me talking too much. I don't get it, but those same guys, I've offered them refunds. They never respond back. They don't ever want to take me up on it. I don't know why. Point at hand. I had an awesome weekend. I generally always try to have good weekends. Don't always succeed, but I try. We had a little getaway with my brothers from other mothers, as I like to call them, and our families. Went to property my family owns, that I guess you call it our bug out location or whatever. Our private training grounds. And without sounding overly dramatic, had one of the best weekends up there that I've had in a long time. And we've been going up there for years. All right, don't fall down on me. Yeah, we've been going up there for years. I've got a lot of weekends in up there, a lot of non-weekends in up there. Had the awesome opportunity for a couple of new friends to come down for the first time. I don't know why I'm saying up or down, because depending on where you're at in the continental United States, it could vary. So I'll just say come to. Had a couple of friends be able to make it for the weekend for the first time. And one of them I've known for a while, but it was our first chance to actually ever get together and do anything. And he brought a friend with him that I am familiar with, but he and I hadn't ever really talked too much, but ended up being just, sometimes you just meet like-minded folks and you're on the same page, but, you know, everything is cool, but, you know, you don't hit it off per se. Not that you don't hit it off, it's kind of that, I don't know, can't think of the right word to put that in. But other times you meet like-minded folks, and it's like, oh my God, we were separated at birth or something. That's kind of how this was. So it was kind of one of those weekends of not only getting stuff done with my usual crew of friends and family, but adding and forming and establishing some new bonds and relationships there that I'm just really excited about. I really am. I mean, as excited as I've been in a long time for something like that. Got a lot accomplished over the weekend. Didn't get everything accomplished that I wanted to. Didn't get as much accomplished as I wanted to, but we never do. I think that's probably going to be an impossibility unless I really lower the list of things I want to get done. So sometimes my list of things I want to get done on our training weekends is more of a list, not that I want to get all of it done, I just want to get any of these things done on the list. But we did. We got stuff done more than we have in a long time. That was time spent actually learning and training and practicing some things versus time spent doing administrative stuff, whatever. We had temperatures at night were down around 26. First day high, it was pretty damp because it had rained real bad the day before, and woke up Saturday morning. Well, it rained pretty good Friday. Saturday morning was pretty damp and just really windy. Holy cow, was it windy. The highs got up into the mid 40s, and probably a little bit before lunch, the skies cleared and the sun come out, but the wind just kept things really, really chilly. And then, of course, Saturday night, back down to about 26, and pretty chilly day Sunday. So that was good, as it always is. You get a chance to get out and try out your cold weather gear. Not only cold weather gear for when you're up and moving around doing stuff, but also when you're sitting still stationary, and also when you're sleeping. I've made fires when it was really cold. I've made fires when it was really wet. I think, and I know I've probably done it before, but getting older and memory fails sometimes, but I think this is probably one of the first times in a long time that all of us, we've had to get a fire going when things were cold and wet to the degree that they were. And that was, at times can be a good challenge, especially when you do like I did, and anytime we go, I always take some fat lighter with me, so that I know no matter the weather, I can get a fire started. If I got fat lighter, I can make a fire. I forgot to take it this time. So that went on to my lessons learned need to rectify list. Got to make sure I A, pre-position and pre-store some more fat lighter, and B, remember to always have some with me and take it with me. Somehow or another, what I had in my personal emergency kit, I guess I'm ashamed to say I used and then forgot to go replace. Now, the lesson learned there, when you are out training and doing stuff and using things, when you use it, you got to remember to go back and replace it, refill it, reload it, whatever, afterwards. So, hey, if you ain't making mistakes, you ain't training, you ain't learning, right? So, even with the challenges of really, really cold and really, really wet, rest assured we had a nice fire going. Had to work at it a little harder than what I'm accustomed to, but it's always a rewarding feeling to know in those situations that you can do it. So, as a bit of a admitted pyromaniac myself, it's almost a personal challenge. Somebody says they need a fire going, I'm going to get a fire going. Some way, somehow, I'm getting a fire going. So, job done there. Anyway, rambling. We got some shooting time in a little bit. Squeeze that in there in amongst everything. Got a couple of things zeroed that I needed to. My oldest son the AR that I built him, that I showed you guys previously, he got to put the very, very first rounds through that gun. So he broke the tape on that one. Absolutely loved it. And it shot like a dream. It's completely reliable, dead nuts accurate. Couldn't ask for anything more. Probably the highlight, we got some really good communication training done. Working with the radios and antennas and doing some field expedient stuff, et cetera, et cetera. I won't go into too many details, but I'm hoping that I can point y'all to a place real soon that you can learn some of the stuff that we went over and talked about, because I think it's very, very applicable, especially the way my friend is teaching it. Very applicable. I'm going to gush on that a little bit. It's a different approach from what I've seen from most other individuals or places that teach communications related stuff, that they orient towards survivalist preppers, etc. Out of all of it that I've seen, I think his is probably the best and most applicable that I've seen. One of my best friends even commented, he's like, I've read 6 or 7 pages of the same stuff we just covered online on forums, and they made it out 1,000 times more complicated than what you just did, talking to my other friend, which was kind of the whole point. Simplifying things, taking all the bull crap, narrowing it down to the brass tacks, and getting on with it. That's right up my personal alley, I can tell you. So yeah, I'm not going to waffle on and bore you with all the details, but had a really, really good training weekend. We've already got a whole page of notes made, stuff that we're as a group going to start working on, that we want to square away. And when I say work on, it's not one of those things we're going to work on and get it finished. It's one of those things that we're going to take what we've already got and start building on it and expanding it and growing it, that kind of thing. So we've got a lot of good things there. Communications, guys. Communications are going to be extremely important if things go bad. And I think it was very prescient and maybe a little, from my point of view, divinely inspired that after everything that we did Saturday, late Saturday night, early Sunday morning, you had the events in Hawaii. Now, I won't get into all that too much, but we did talk in depth about it because some of us were up quite a bit Saturday night monitoring and following events. And one of the things that was to be expected, but I don't think a lot of people think about it, but we picked up on it. With everyone doing what people do in those kind of situations, nobody could get, from the reports we've read and seen, nobody could get phone calls through, be it a landline, cell line, even text messages weren't going through at one point because the system was so cluttered and jammed. That's a prime example of being able to have radio communications, that you can directly communicate with your family, friends, associates, compatriots, etc. So again, I mean, it was just really good timing that, that was kind of one of the focuses of this weekend for us. And then that happens that happened Saturday night, Sunday morning early. So yeah, more on that later as we start doing some stuff. I want to share some of that with you. I'm probably going to do some separate videos so this one doesn't end up being a 5-hour video on some individual things that we used that I really liked. Some are some newer items that I've gotten within the past 4 or 5 months and just getting the chance to get out with. Mostly good. A few little druthers here or there, but mostly all good stuff. So we'll split that up into some other videos and do the shameless teaser for next time and keep you hanging on and leave it at that climactic cliffhanger, you know, like some shows are prone to do. So, not that I'd ever do that to you, but I'm doing that to you. So, sorry, not sorry. So yeah, look for some more coming as I get time. As always, next coming up, a couple weekends are going to be fairly busy for me. Work's picking up more so than it has been already, which is a good thing, but I mean, not that it was bad to begin with. I mean, work stayed good, but it's like all of a sudden people have, hey, we need to order more gear. Fine with me, order away. I smile when the orders come in, and then I close my eyes and go, oh, Lordy, I've got so much work to do. And they do. But I'll take it. Absolutely take it. All right, guys. I'll shut up. Just wanted to share that with you. We had a great training weekend. Lots more to come on that. Well, I say lots more. I mean, as much as I can fit in and go over. It's just going to take time as we get things, because there's some of our communications equipment we want to change out, some of it we want to upgrade. So as we do those kind of things, I'm going to try to share it with you. Not all of it though, because sorry, OPSEC and PERSEC kind of has to take a seat on that bus too. So, but I'll give you plenty of meat and potatoes out of it. So, speaking of meat and potatoes, I'll close out with this. My wife found a new recipe for a stew she wanted to make. So while we were out there Saturday night, she took the big kettle, threw it on the fire, and tried out this new stew recipe. And we were pretty much fighting over the spoon to scrape the bottom of the kettle before it was over and done with. There's just something about fixing good food out in the middle of the woods, sitting around a fire and eating, that just, I don't know, maybe it makes things taste better than what they really are. Could be because my wife's a good cook. I don't know, all the above. But that was some fine eating. I'm getting hungry again just talking about it, so I got to drop that subject. Anyway, I encourage you guys, get out, get in the woods, go train, sleep in your tent, sleep in your sleeping bags, try your clothes, do it in cold weather, do it in wet weather, cook some food outside and enjoy it. Doing all the survival and preparedness stuff doesn't have to be boring and negative and unhappy. Have a good time at it. Let you enjoy life at the same time. And another little anecdotal thing with that, when you get out, those of us that have done it know it. So some of you might not. It never gets old to me. Getting away from everything, being out in the middle of nowhere, when you can sit around that fire and listen to the sounds of nature, and sometimes listen to the sound of true silence. When you can look up and truly understand what it looks like to look up into the sky with no ambient light to dirty it up, and just really see what the nighttime sky looks like. It's an amazing thing, guys. I don't know. Maybe some of you don't appreciate. Maybe I just appreciate it more than others, but it never gets old for me. Never gets old for me. I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna shut up. Take care. Stay safe, and I'll try to get something up new for you guys real soon. If anything, 2018's kicking off to a great start for me. I'm fired up and ready to go. So the year can bring it on. We fixing to hit it head first and get after it. So take care, guys. We'll see you later.